development project. A is for affordable housing. B is for black business retention and recruitment.
Talk about the importance of this. I'm grateful for everybody showing up. I'm grateful for everybody voicing their concern.
All right, so we are on Jefferson Street in North Nashville. Getting ready, we're talking about the city of Nashville Jefferson Cap. If we could take a look at some of the things here. From my understanding, there's a bridge that's going to be built to connect Jefferson Street to 14th Avenue, I believe, which will open up some doorways. And this particular event was to have engagement, questions and answerings, things of that nature. So what we're going to do is make sure we stay up to date with this project. See if we can do some interviews in the future, but nothing else. Make sure you are engaging. We didn't get that. The good thing was, Mayor, is not live, so that you get that on camera. So
yeah, good. Yeah, that was a good jump, wasn't it?
Vice Mayor, we're gonna put you on the spot. What's your thoughts as far as today's engagement and how the feedback was from the community?
So the good thing is that there's a community conversation.
Yes.
Okay, that's really important. I think based upon some of the feedback, there's some feelings that go back a long time with this, and there should be. I mean, I understand that. One of the things that sometimes government is not very good at is they see something and they think they understand what to do, and then they go forward. I'm a big believer in you can always come up with the idea, but before you get very far, you bring the necessary people together and you talk it out. And then you make sure you encompass people's ideas, because then you've got something. If you do it without talking to people, it's not going to go anywhere.
Well, the great thing about this city, the city is a community-oriented. All things work for good. It's just an opportunity for the city to grow together, to be able to have transparent, integral conversations, and to continue to strengthen relationships. So we look forward to the results.
No, this is so. Whenever you bring people together, that's great. Now, where do we go from here? Everybody keeps talking.
Yep, where do we go from here?
Don't ever stop talking, you keep talking.
There it is. Thank you so much for your time, Vice Mayor. All the best to you. And
all right.
We're rooting for you.
All right. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor, if you don't mind, what was your experience today? And what advice do you have for us and for the city, if you don't mind?
I tell you what I feel about today. I feel like today was very productive. I feel like there was a lot of involvement, a lot of inclusion, and that makes me happy. And I feel like that people should continue to be involved in the process, and then the decisions can be made based on what everyone has learned and what's best for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll get there. The city always does. It's a growing, learning process. It's going to strengthen the whole city, so all things work for good. We're spiritual people. So that's
Romans 8:28.
There it is. So we throw that out there for all this, and we're on our way. Thank you so much for what you're doing, Deputy.
Thank you.
I mean, you got the face, you got the kids to work. I love it.
That's it. They're on payroll, and I think last time I checked,
Makes me
my wife.
look old too, because I mean, last time you had the stroller.
That's right. We go way back.
Because it was real little.
We go way back. I forgot. Yeah. So used to go to my community activities. Had the twins in the stroller. My oldest son was about 3 or 4.
That's right.
And now he's recording, and other boys are helping and doing. So we go way back. And that's why I continue to have just so much respect and friendship for Odessa and what she's been doing in the community for a long time. And of course, she's running for Congress, U.S. Congress, District 5. Mm-hmm. And I'll put the link on to the last video. She was at a community event. We're here at another activity in North Nashville. There's a Jefferson Street Cap going on. Odessa, if you don't mind, what was the feedback? How did everything go from your perspective? And what are just some things for the community residents to consider or remember? Very broad question.
It's a broad question, but everything that happened in this meeting is pretty much what I expected, right? When you come in and you talk about these type of projects, which is it's an exciting thing that can happen, I think the thing that resonated with me from the community is that yes, you have this thing happening, but it's really hard for us to answer this question if we don't answer all the other harms that are happening to our community. If you're going to build this project, you're not talking about who it's going to be for, who put the design together. Councilman Hurd brought up a good point about delayed displacement. Is this already attractive to people who historically have not lived in this community? And as you make it more attractive, who's going to come into it and want to buy it? do we have as a community the economic wealth to sustain it and keep it to ourselves, you know, or to stay in it as we want to stay in it. So I think those are some of the bigger issues that we have to talk about, and I think that's the change that's happening in Nashville as a whole. You can't silo one issue, especially when it comes to talking about the black community. You know, you have to look at the totality of it, and you can't hand it to us. People always want to hand us hope. We can build our own hope. We just need to stop keeping us some of the resources and the tool to do so.
And just to give you some background about Odessa, she has a long career history of working in underserved working communities where there was high poverty, high crime.
Right. Born and raised them
and she was the director of the only center that provided, you know, those kind of resources and opportunity for adults and young children of all ages to come and have a safe place. So she's been a counselor for a lot of people, provided food, was in the middle of education activities, like everything went through her in South Nashville, where that was a really high, tough area. So engagement activities like these, she's very aware of the conversations that have to be had, the questions. She's done a lot of community activities on a larger scale in the city. So again, her feedback in regards to, you know, getting a little more into the nuts and bolts of how this works is going to ensure that the project can be successful out of respect and, you know, what's the short term and long term. So I really appreciate that. Where can they find you online if they're looking to support and find out more information about the candidacy?
Thank you. Yes, Odessa Kelly running for U.S. Congress right here representing Nashville, Tennessee. You can find us at OdessaForCongress.com. That's FOR, that's ODESSA for Congress. You can go to any of the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, IG, Odessa Kelly TN, Odessa Kelly for Congress.
We'll put all those links down. We, again, thank you so much for your work.
I appreciate
what you do in the community.
Thank
all
you.
the best. Wish you the best.
Appreciate you, John.
What a welcome. We pay respect and give homage to a great friend of mine and a longtime advisor on my growth, my brother, my friend, Jonathan Parrish. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're also on the board for JUMP.
That's correct.
Which stands for
Jefferson Street United Merchants Partnership, CDC. Also work with another nonprofit called Homework Hotline and another one called the Brothers Roundtable, and I'm sure others as well. But glad to be here. This is a discussion that the community must be involved in. When there are opportunities for change in the community, we must be present at those tables, having those discussions, and sometimes we gotta flex, and flex strong to ensure that the things that we need are provided for the community. The unfortunate thing in this situation is that the damage here was done 60 years ago, and it was private property that was overcome, destroyed, displaced. Now we have a revisit of the property. It's not really a reparations type situation, but it is an attempt on the city and actually the federal government to perhaps send some funds through that can make the space more usable and help the community. But let's be clear, it's not reparations. The people that lost their homes before, they're not getting those homes back. So then what we must do now is how can we make sure that whatever comes in this space is something that will give maybe not just to the people who lost their homes, but to the entire community in a way that really adds value to them. So one of the suggestions that I'm making, brother, that I have not seen here is that this space be designated for something that students in elementary, middle, and high school can come and build vocational and entrepreneurial skills. So whether this means a drone park, whether it means a place where they can do robotics, some other outdoor classroom activity, maybe a space where they can learn first to use their hands to construct things, then go back to the computer and use CAD to build things, and then take it a step further and solicit funds to build things such that we become builders and creators rather than just using it just for fun and just for entertainment. We need something that's going to add value to the students. So when they leave high school or even before then, they've got a set of skills that now they can take with them anywhere in the country. This is one way to help repair the damage.
And economically, with so much changing and trends going on, what you're talking about even down to CAD and vocational training is so essential and giving the students, like you said, of those ages an opportunity. And if y'all can see, and I say friend and advisor, mentor, supporter, you can see where his perspective and his mindset is coming from. So these are things that Brother Jonathan Parrish has been with me a lot behind the stuff that I was going through and dealing with and growing. And he was always a sound ear and sound advice. So if you can hear this, the knowledge that he's spitting right now, just give you an opportunity to know how fortunate I am, and whatever y'all see from me, there's some individuals like that. So that's why it's important to engage your community. But then I'm always going to advocate, if you can, to make sure you're engaged, especially on the men's side, young men, to engage with a mature male whatever age that is. We're always learning and growing, but a mature male that you can connect with to be able to get sound advice from. It's very important. And so my wife is out of town right now. We're going to some family challenges, so it's the men at home for a few weeks, home down to Fort.
Bringing the young men with you.
You know,
I love it.
I could just recognize just having a strong male, and if you want to step a little deeper, based upon statistics, if I'm not speaking out of ignorance, especially black and brown skinned males. You know what I mean? Like that's very important, you know? And so the vocational side is a huge way to do it. And then if you can, make sure you connect with mentors and supporters, because that's information received, but at the same time as I'm listening to them, I'm like, wow, this is the cat that I run with. So
one more thing for all the listeners. Look, this is not over. If you have an idea of how this space can be used beneficially for the community, submit. So you might want to make sure you share the website such that they can fill out the survey online. I don't know if you're able to pick up for me that one. I want to put it on the camera.
Okay.
There's an actual website because we want everyone in the community to submit ideas, and if you see an idea that you like, back it. You know, so let's put that. You'll add that on the website.
Yeah.
I know you'll.
Yep. If you Malcolm, do you have a flyer by chance?
Is it not on?
You're looking for a flyer?
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you need to use that?
This is it. So go ahead and get this, brother Malcolm. So go to that bit.ly. Visit Be Involved. Activate your mind. In fact, there's a concept called brainstorming, and when you're in the mode of brainstorming, you're not limiting your ideas. You put everything on the page or on the board that you can think of, and then we can find out the ones that may possibly work or not. But any idea that comes to you, brainstorm it, put it down and suggest it. And let other folks kind of weigh in on how it can work as opposed to finding reasons why it can't. All right.
We'll make sure you put all the information on the link. Please make sure you stay engaged and involved. Thank you so much for inviting us down.
Yes, sir.
Brother Johnson's the reason why we're here today. Wasn't aware of the activity, and he shot me, notified me. It's a big deal, so if you can, make sure you stay engaged. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Have a good rest of the day.